Welcome to this session on Mastering the Business Model Canvas, where small businesses can turn ideas into structured, profitable business systems. My name is Chinyere Otuonye. I am a national business development support provider and a certified digitalization consultant, and I'll be your facilitator for this session. By the end of this session, you will understand the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas, how to use the business model canvas as a diagnostic tool and not just a planning tool, how to use it to identify weaknesses in SME business models, and to facilitate a business model canvas session with an entrepreneur, as well as translate business model canvas insights into intervention strategies. So, what is a business model canvas? The business model canvas was developed by Alexander Osterwalder as a visual strategic management tool. It answers one central question: how does this business create, deliver, and capture value? You should know that a business model is not a business plan. It is not a motivational idea, neither is it a vision board. It is, however, the logic of how the business makes money sustainably. Let's look at the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. One of the block is the customer segments that answers the questions: who exactly is the business serving? So here you identify whether it is a mass market or a niche market, what is their income level, the age group, and location. Note red flags in your SME clients when they say everybody is my customer and then they have no defined target group. Another block is the value proposition, which answers the question: what problem are you solving and why should customers choose you? Examples of value proposition includes providing affordable convenience for your clients, offering premium quality service, or the speed at which you deliver your service or product, or even when you offer customization for products or services. Red flags you should identify in your SME client includes where there is a case of no differentiation from every product or service that is out there in the market, or when they are only competing on price. The next block is the channels, which answers the question: how does the business reach customers? So examples include a walk-in store, or via WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, or you use distributors or via a website. Red flags to identify includes where the SME client uses only one weak channel, or there is no structured marketing system. Next block is the customer relationships, which answers the questions: how does the business retain customers? So people can explore loyalty programs, follow-up messages, after-sales service, or a personalized support for customers. Red flags to note includes where there is no repeat strategy or there is no existing customer database. Another block includes the revenue streams. This is the 5th block, which answers the question: how does the business make money? This is crucial and includes examples like direct sales of the product or service, or a subscription model, or earnings by commission, or consulting fees, or when you bundle pricing. Red flags include where the SME client has only a single revenue source, or a heavy credit sales, or there is no clarity in their pricing. The sixth block is the key resources, which answers the question, what assets are critical? So in your dealings with your SME client, you look at the available equipment, if they have skilled staff or a strong brand, if they have digital presence or good supplier relationships. Red flags to look out for is where the owner is the only asset in that business, or where there is a weak supplier reliability. The seventh block is the key activities, which answers the question, what must the business do daily to function? We know businesses may undergo production, marketing, customer service, procurement, or delivery. Red flags to note includes where there is no defined workflow or the owner is the only person doing everything in the business. Let's move on to the eighth block, which is the key partners. This answers the question, who helps the business operate? So examples include suppliers, logistics providers or partners, distributors, payment platforms, or professional advisors. Red flags to look out for includes where there is no strategic partnerships or there is a dependence on only one supplier. What if that the supplier's business goes under? Then the ninth block is the cost structure, which answers the question, what are the major costs? In your review, note that there are fixed costs and variable costs. So you compare them and know which occurs more and which can be managed or reduced. So red flags to look out for includes where your SME client doesn't know the cost of the business, or they are setting pricing and not linking it to the cost of production or rendering a service, or where the overhead is high. It's important to note that each block has specific diagnostic questions and red flags. Together, they reveal the full logic and the broken links of any business model. Using the business model canvas as a diagnostic tool. Most people use the business model canvas for startups. So when you, as a BDSP, is using it, you should be able to use it for gap identification, weakness detection in the business, and structural analysis. So if let's look at this example. In case you see that the revenue is low, you should check whether there's an alignment of the customer segment and if there is a clear value proposition and how effective the channels are, as well as the pricing model. Like I said earlier, the business model canvas reveals broken links between blocks, and this is where your intervention begins. Facilitating a business model canvas session with your SME requires that you guide them by one, explaining the purpose of the business model canvas. You need to clarify the goal and the scope. Then you move on to the customer segment. Start with that your target client. Who are they targeting with their solution? Then you move across all the block, following them in order, in a logical way. Please always ask questions, probe assumptions and data. Then write statements down. Keep them short and clear. This will help you identify inconsistencies in that business. So let's look at the example of where there is a mismatch detected. In a case where they say their target market are premium clients, meanwhile, they are using the roadside kiosk as a channel. That is a huge mismatch. Premium clients will not go to roadside kiosk to make purchases. And this matters because once there is an inconsistency between blocks, you reveal the structural weakness that no amount of motivation will fix. As a BDSP, you must surface these misalignments. So let's look at this practical exercise, which you will need to review as an exercise for a precursor of what you will carry out. So the scenario given is a fashion designer with low sales, occasional Instagram posts, no records, no clear target market, and an inconsistent pricing model. Fill out a full business model canvas. A sample will be provided for you. Complete all the 9 building blocks based on the scenario information provided. Then next, you identify 5 structural weaknesses. Understand which blocks are broken, missing, or misaligned. Then recommend 3 improvement priorities. Present the findings in the group when you are done. So let's move from canvas to intervention. You need to know how to convert insights that the business model canvas provides for you into structured action plans. So, looking at the examples given, if you identify a problem where there is no clear segment, a customer segment, your intervention should toe the line of defining a niche and repositioning the brand. If the problem is the single revenue stream, your intervention should introduce add-on services. Then if the problem is no customer retention system, your intervention should include creating a customer database and follow-up systems. Common mistakes BDSP make with the business model canvas. Please take note, this is very important. Never you fill a business model canvas for your client without engaging them. Then, writing vague answers and ignoring financial implications. Please avoid this. When you're writing, make sure it is clear and easy to understand. Then, when you're treating the business model canvas like a formality, it is not. Remember, we say it reveals the structural faults and misalignments between the blocks. And then, when you're not linking the blocks together. So, when you're explaining to your SME client, explain that the canvas is interconnected. The moment there is a change in one block, it affects the others. Like where there is an increase in price, it will impact the customer segment, it will affect revenue because it's either you're losing more customers due to affordability issue and then sales may drop, which affects the revenue and will also impact your marketing strategy because if you're increasing price, you need to also increase or change the marketing strategy you're using to attract the people who can afford the price that you have increased your product or service to. So this assignment is what you would also do for the 3 identified small businesses that you have started working with. So complete a business model canvas for your assigned SME, identify 3 strengths and 3 structural weaknesses, and recommend 3 intervention priorities. So the key message here is that businesses don't fail because people lack passion. They fail because their business model is weak. So as a business BDSP, you help to strengthen the model before pushing for growth. With this, we have come to the end of this session. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and follow this page.